All right. Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our second webinar. For those of you that were not a part of our first, I am Shayna, and I'm the Director of Client and Producer Relations here at New Level. We are going to elaborate on control room navigation and, most importantly, cover more details on those required submission topics. We also have Andy Jones here with us today to explain what the music production is like from the producer's perspective to better help you as the client understand why these submission details done correctly are vital to a successful production. So as stated in our previous webinar, if you are a coach, a director, or an owner, all information applies to everyone equally, and our goal is to present this information for you to better understand the music production and the submission requirements so that you not only have a smooth experience, but so that you can share these tips with coaches and other users of the control room. And so along the way, if you have questions, please just put them in the chat and we will be sure to answer those at the end during our Q&A.
Hi, everyone. It's Anthony Trower again. I am also one of the Director of Client Relations and Creative Design here at New Level Music. If you're emailing the office or you're in contact with us via social media, I will be one of the two people answering on the other side. I also want to take some time again to thank Cheerleading Mix for sponsoring our webinar series throughout the summer. Cheerleading Mix is our pre-made mix website that features over 100 mixes that you can easily customize by adding voiceovers and any custom raps. If you have any questions in regards to Cheerleading Mix, I will also be the one that's taking care of you there.
Hi, you guys. I'm Darnell, part of the New Level office team. I'll be assisting with control room management, so that involves project checks with your teams to ensure that all required production materials are in at an appropriate time. During the year, if you have any questions regarding your required submission details, we're talking your 8-count sheets, your video or your team, and music notes, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm going to put my email in the chat one more time for you.
All right, so as we're getting started, Shayna just shared her screen, and this is our control room. So upon initial login of the control room, if your payment status is in the deposit paid or in the paid in full, you will see all of your team's projects listed on the front page of your dashboard. If you do not see any teams, that means that we have not received your deposit. We do not offer a payment link, but you can pay your deposit or pay your full balance through an ACH, a check, a credit card, or a wire transfer. And then starting from the top left corner, you will see the Manage Users. From here, you can click on this and you will be able to add any users that you need to have access to your team's project. This is any coach, any other gym owner, or any office staff that needs to have access to your team's project. We do ask that you provide a full first and last name, as well as an email and phone number. This is to ensure that we're able to contact you if we need anything for any questions, or if your producer has any questions about your mix. Under that, you'll see the projects. This is what you click anytime that you need to head back to your main dashboard to access all of your teams in your control room. Under that is the Contact Us tab. When you click on this, it'll take you to a separate page. Now, Shayna is only sharing one single tab, so when she clicks on the Contact Us, you will not be able to see that. But once you click on the Contact Us, it'll take you to the New Level website. And if you scroll all the way down to the bottom of that, you will see all of our contact information for office staff as well as vocals. Under that, we have our music catalogs. When you click on this, it is a drop down, and this provides you access to our 3 music catalogs that you can choose your songs from. First up is Level 77 Music. Under that is First Com Music. And new this year, we have Mega Tracks. If you are using a semi-original or a semi-original plus package, this is where you will go to select any of the songs necessary. If you are using a fully original or a fully original X, you will not have to go into the music catalogs to provide a song list. Underneath music catalogs, we have yet another drop-down menu, and this is Beat Tracks. This is all of our New Level beat tracks that we've provided throughout the years that you guys have always marked your routines to and sometimes have even competed to. You can find all of these in our control room as well as SoundCloud and on YouTube. Extra bonus, if you click on these and you go on a web browser, you're able to download this directly onto your computer. Underneath that, we have our mix package details, our submission guide, and our edit policy. All three of those are separate links. So once you click them, just like the Contact Us tab, this will open a separate tab with provided PDF information that you can use. The mix package details, as well as the submission guide, is something that has already been sent to you at this point through the booking process. The edit policy is great to refer back to anytime that you need to make an edit. This will give you information on a minor edit as well as a major edit and a brief overview on the timeline on how to get that done. And from here, I'm going to head on over and hand this over to Shayna. Well, she will take care of walking through a project submission.
Awesome. All right, guys. So we're still on this main projects tab where you're going to see all your teams in the main dashboard. And so from here, this is what you will see when your team's projects are in a either paid deposit or a paid in full status. So an important note here to make is that your team and music details are due as soon as payment is processed on our end. And as soon as you receive that email from Heather stating so. So again, your team and music details are due as soon as you have access to these projects. Now note, this is before and this is completely separate from your submission date. And that is super important to make note of. To submit these materials, you will go into each project, which I'm going to use right here, Diamonds, as an example. So you're first going to see these three tabs here. We've got team and music details, the 8 count, and the media. But we're first going to start with the team and music details tab. And so from here, you will edit this by clicking the small edit button right here that you will see. And this tab will pop out here that you'll see all of these categories. And so what we're going to do here is we're going to start with the theme and ideas, which does have a character count on it. And this serves as the purpose of encouraging you as the client to list as many ideas as you can for inspiration for the creation of your mix. And so a famous and my most favorite line here at New Level is that your producer creates and envisions ideas based off what you provide them. So the more detailed information you can provide, the easier it is for your producer to meet your expectations for the mix. This is just super, super important to note and understand. And also, 3 reasons that team and music details are vital to a mix. Number 1, all producers need to begin this pre-production, and this happens well in advance to your submission date, and this cannot be done without these details. Number 2, if 0 to very minimal team details are submitted, you are choosing to leave all creative decisions up to your producer's full discretion. And in this case, if any vocal or musical content changes are needed after you receive your completed mix, please understand that additional fees will be incurred. Lastly, number 3, each of our producers want to meet and exceed your expectations for all of your mixes, but our producers can only do so much, without the help and inspiration from you and your ideas. And so in order to get the best mix possible, your producer needs those ideas in full and needs them well in advance, again, directly after your payment is processed. And so next up, we have Andy Jones here to just better explain why these team and music details are so important from his perspective as the producer. Here we go.
Hi, everybody. I'm Andy Jones with Limelight Productions and producer at New Level Music. A couple of things that I wanted to bring up was, the first thing is brainstorming. Like Shayna said, the sooner the details of your mix you can get us, the better. Reason being, if we have information weeks or months in advance, we can brainstorm, write down notes. If something comes across our mind from the time that we receive your information to the time that we actually start doing your mix, it helps us, basically create a story for your mix and its effectiveness towards the crowd and help fulfill what you were envisioning for your team. The next point I wanted to bring up was not knowing what you want. Not all of us can be creative 24/7, 365. And I understand that, sometimes you don't have ideas. And that's okay. I would say at least give us some information about the team and their personality. Obviously, you're supplying the team name and the division and stuff. But if you give us examples on music they enjoy, like genre, specific artists. Obviously we can't use mainstream music, but it can help us get an idea, mainly for a reference, and obviously depending on what type of mix you're getting, whether it be semi-original or a fully original mix, we can take those references that you gave us, find songs within our catalogs that are similar to give you that same kind of vibe that you were going for. And obviously, if you're getting a fully original mix, we can basically recreate a song, or not specifically a song, but something that is very similar, same type of feel and vibe. The smallest details can spark the biggest ideas for your producers. So the more you can give us, the better. Last thing I wanted to bring up was communication. Communicating with your producer or producers is a very important factor. Sometimes the context of what you're trying to type into the control room can be misinterpreted. I'm sure all of us have had that happen before with sending a text that you didn't intend for it to go a certain way. And it's kind of similar with us doing music too. If you submit something about a specific subject that we might misinterpret in a different way, set up a phone call with us. I think that, talking over the phone or set up a Zoom call will only benefit you in the long run. Even if you don't have anything, we can brainstorm together and come up with ideas, between all of us. And that's really the main important points that I wanted to bring up. So from there, I will turn it back over.
All right. Thank you so much, Andy. All right, guys. So kind of one thing I want to remind everyone is that if you do have questions, please put those down in the chat. And again, we're going to get to it at the end whenever we cover the next few things. So I just want to remind everybody of that. Moving on is the 8-count tab, okay? So the 8-count sheets are manually input into this graph provided below. We do not accept 8-count sheets submitted via email, so just please know that. 8-count sheets are to be filled out in full to your specific length of music, including all hits, motions, ripples, pops, etc., like everything. The section column right here to the left side is required. So occasionally this is overlooked. So just please keep in mind that we do need to have the sections laid out, because sometimes that can get a little confusing if it's not filled out to the producers. And also, so as Anthony stated in our last webinar, this first line right here, the new level Are You Ready, is usable. So sometimes this can be a little confusing and allow someone to like drop down to line 2 and begin there. But just know that if you click into these, you are able to erase and edit and do whatever have you. And it'll also notify you right there on the top corner if any changes are made. Moving on to the media tab. So please know the media tab, this is where your one video of your routine recorded as full out as possible. Most important note here, recorded to any of the New Level Music beat tracks is required. And so that is submitted down here. You will click to, upload a file. You upload, really, you're going to go to, the full routine mark through. We do accept a clean mark through, but we always like to encourage just, like doing a video as full out as possible. So please know we do not accept spoken count, old mixes, or any other beat tracks if you record to that. So please just do yourself a favor, and your producer as well, and only submit videos that are recorded to a New Level Music beat track. Anything else will just be unusable in production. And if they're, excuse me, and if you are using a New Level beat track, the producers, they automatically know the BPMs, which helps them move faster through production. And so that's kind of why we require it to New Level, because anything outside of that, it's the BPMs are unknown, and it can just get really crazy in the editor. And I'm going to bring Andy back in to just kind of further explain these categories above.
Yeah. So basically, like Shayna said, when you're submitting your full routine, try to get it as full out as possible. I understand, it's beginning of the year, your kids are still learning the routine and, still kind of cleaning up to do. But, one thing that I wanted to bring up was, recording your routine to anything other than a New Level Music beat track. like Shayna said, it can throw things off and make things move a lot slower for us. The reason being is, if we have a standardized track that we use, we know the BPMs for it. We know where everything is going to be lining up. When we import your video, it's going to basically sync with your routine layout that we have. Essentially, syncing with your 8-count sheet. And it's easier for us to find where things go, laying out sound effects, songs, transitions between music. It's only going to make things move a lot faster. The next thing that I wanted to bring up was when you're recording your routine, a lot of coaches tend to yell counts over top of their recording. So when the beat track is going, everyone yells 1, 3, 5, 7. It sounds good, when you're practicing, but when you're doing it over top of a beat track, it makes it very difficult for us to find where the beats are in the beat track. And that's kind of the whole purpose of having the beat track. So when you upload the video, we can visually see where all of the beats are within your routine. And that's how we sync things. Anything else, we're going to have to adjust the tempo of the video itself. And it just takes a long time for us to sync everything together. And it just makes things move a lot faster for us. The last thing that I wanted to say was using a high quality camera. Obviously an iPhone is completely fine. Just, make sure that when you're recording, you're not moving around your camera a lot, running in the middle of the floor while a routine's happening. It kind of limits our visual space that we have to see what's all going on in your routine. Because sometimes there's multiple things happening on one count, and we need to know what kind of sound effect or dramatic pause or, whatever is going on in that routine section. It really helps us create, like I said before, a story for your mix. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have. I'm going to turn it back over to Anthony.
All right. This is our Q&A section. So if you guys have any questions, we haven't received any as we've been talking, but if you do have any questions, we do encourage you to utilize that chat feature and drop a question. We will wait for a few just to see if any questions roll in.
Yeah, guys. And while we wait to see if any questions kind of come in right here, I just want to note, of course, as always, if you have questions that come to you after this meeting is over, always you can reach us at info@newlevelmusic.com. We are more than happy to help you via email or the office number as well. So yeah, just wanted to make that known.
All right, so it looks like we don't have any questions coming in, which is great. That means that we just explained that control room as best as possible, and that means you guys understand it. Again, just like Shayna said, if you guys do ever have any questions, please feel free to reach us at New Level as well, in the email and on phone. And from here, I would just like to remind you guys that we do have a discount code coming out. So if you attended today, please be on the lookout for an email for a discount code for Cheerleading Mix. And stay tuned for our next webinar that we will be having in August. Bye, everybody.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great week.